Hey everyone, you are watching kaushalbaatcheet. Welcome to the 9th episode of our first series, How Asking Questions Rightly Matters. Today we have another magnetic personality as our special guest for you, who is a scientific researcher and he is currently leading an incubation center. With a diversified experiences in research field for the last 10 to 15 years, currently he is managing the Osmania Technology and Business Incubator, Osmania University. And you know what? While pursuing bachelor degree, he had started presenting the research papers. And along with scientific research, he had taught several engineering students and currently he is guiding the next generation students from ideation to education. He is the scientific researcher, teacher, entrepreneur, and finally now manager of OTBI, Osmania University, Dr. R. Hafeez Basha. Hope this episode will help a lot to understand the concept of questioning, the importance of questioning, and how to build a habit regarding inquisitiveness. So it will help a lot to our students to know that, to pick the habit, to gain the insight, idea, and recommendation from Dr. Basha. So let's welcome Dr. Basha. So welcome Hafeez, welcome to kaushalbaatcheet. In this BaatCheet, we will discuss about how asking questions really matters for our students. Okay. So hope this episode will help a lot our students to understand the meaning of asking question, the importance of asking question, and how it will help them to build the habit. Okay. So again, it's really our honor to have you in this episode. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Santanu. I'm really glad to be here, and I'm sure this BaatCheet will be beneficial to the students. I really appreciate your initiative, and I look forward to help you in your mission.
Thank you so much, sir. So before going deep dive into the discussion, I would like to know about your childhood, okay, and how was about that with respect to inquisitiveness. So please, sir.
So I did my schooling from a Christian missionary school, where discipline is the primary thing. And the school where I studied, there not only academics, but everything was given equal importance. Like it can be co-curricular activities, it can be extracurricular activities. So everything has contributed in building up a student's foundation. So my foundations were laid in the school where I studied.
So how was about that with respect to inquisitiveness? How you were asking questions, and is there any something that you can remind now? Some experiences?
Actually, to be very frank, when I was a child, even I used to hesitate in asking questions. It was like either because I was feeling too shy, or sometimes I was like afraid of asking questions. But as I grew up, I started slowly realizing that yes, whenever there is a benefit of doubt, it is always good to get it cleared by asking questions.
So actually, can you remind how the scenario actually was? Means why you were not asking, means randomly not asking questions. First, is that the fear of being judged, or is that the fear means maybe teacher will ask some cross questions like that? Means what was actually that was?
That's what, not only in my case, in the case of most of the students, the thing is, it is up to the teachers. If teachers can give that confidence level to students at right age, as they grow, they develop this habit. So the teacher should give that what we can say environment to a student, where a student can freely ask questions. A student should not be afraid of the teacher. If I ask a question, maybe the teacher may think that it is a stupid question, or why he is asking. So these are the some of the things which a student always hesitates. Yeah.
So the point that you have taken now, actually really the scenario is really this one कि actually students को actually right environment नहीं मिल रहा है, isn't it? Okay. And students को
once they feel comfortable, no, then there is a possibility that they can start asking questions.
Exactly. Means students को means एक socio emotional development चाहिए, socio emotional एक safetyness चाहिए. जब बच्चे सेफ्टी फील करते हैं, सिक्योर फील करते हैं क्लासरूम में, तो डेफिनेटली दे विल आस्क, isn't it, sir?
Yes. So that environment a teacher has to create.
Yeah, definitely.
बच्चों को डरा के पढ़ाने से नहीं होगा, उनको समझाना भी पड़ता है.
Exactly. So how was your growing? Means जब आप स्कूल से लेफ्ट हुए, कॉलेज से एंट्री हुए, तो वो टाइम पे ऐसे कुछ था क्या? मीन्स इंक्विजिटिवनेस एक्चुअली पर्टिकुलरली आप कब रियलाइज किए कि हाँ ये पॉइंट में मैं थोड़ा मीन्स कंसिडर हुआ, कब मीन्स कौन सी पॉइंट पे?
In my case, it was actually during my engineering.
After plus.
So when I was studying engineering, so suddenly I got interested in research.
Okay.
And I became curious when I came to know what is paper presentation. I became very curious. I wanted to know more about it. Then I started asking my friends, my own classmates, but nobody were aware what is paper presentation. I asked my class topper, assuming that he is a class topper, he may be knowing. But surprisingly, I came to know he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Then that was a point. It was like mere dimag ki batti jali. Then I thought ki yes, I should know what it is. If a topper doesn't know, it means that I should know it.
Yeah.
Then I went and asked my teacher. And I was disappointed when my teachers asked me to focus on academics, get good marks, get a good placement, and then go off.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time on unnecessary things. So I was really disappointed when my teacher told me that. Then later I came to know that even my teacher doesn't know what is paper presentation.
Wow. Getting. Because something similar has happened with me too. Okay. Because also we can experience कि up to master degree, up to some kind of graduate degree, students are even don't know about papers, research paper कैसे होता है, कैसे research होता है actually, वो academics को कैसे आता है, means so many things that even don't know. Okay.
No, leave about students, even teachers are not aware. That is the scenario.
Getting.
But that didn't stop me from knowing what it is. I utilized other resources. And I think in today's world, most of the students, they're asking Google a lot of questions rather than asking to their teachers, because they have a mobile in hand and data is accessible.
So sir, how you were actually searching that? Means whenever teacher has discouraged you, so how was the scenario you have used that there?
That's what I didn't stop there. Actually, I came to know about paper presentation by seeing a poster in our college notice board.
Okay.
So what I did was I went straight to the event. I went and participated.
Okay.
After going there, I have seen what it is. I learned what it is, and then I got it into this journey.
Okay.
Then after that, that is how my research career began. And that is how I had a wonderful 10 years of research career, and that is how it started.
Yeah. So at that point of time, you were doing your BTech or what? I think BTech.
Yeah, I was pursuing my BTech.
Yeah.
So it was in my second year when I got interested into this. Then I slowly started making attempts. I started doing paper presentations.
Okay.
I started presenting it in other colleges. And then it was in my third year where I got a opportunity to work in a research center part time.
Wow.
So in my third year itself, I started working while pursuing my education. So there was one professor who was from IIT Kanpur. So he became my mentor and he influenced me. And after that, there was a transformation in my life. And that
Yeah.
is how, from an ordinary student, I became a researcher. So I
So.
started it early. So
Hmm.
usually most of the people, they do research during their masters or PhD level.
Exactly.
But I started it little early. From my BTech itself, I got it into research. I
Yeah.
started presenting papers, participating in conferences.
Hmm.
Then I even published one paper in an international journal
Okay.
before I graduated.
So when you have published the first paper,
Yes.
so sir, when you have
So,
published your first paper,
so I was mentioning, right, my teachers discouraged me. At the same time, there were a few other teachers who also encouraged me.
hmm.
So there was one professor who was earlier a scientist at the Defense Research Organization. So he guided me, he helped me. So I got an opportunity to do a project under his guidance. And with that project, I made a paper out of it, and then I presented it in an international conference.
So sir, actually, I find so many things relatable with me. Okay, because the same scenario has happened to me while I am pursuing my undergraduate level. Okay, so some
Yes,
people are encouraging, some people were discouraging. Okay, so ये होता है, ये
yes,
चलता है. Okay, and इसके अगेंस्ट ही हमको जाना है. Okay, क्योंकि सोर्स एक फ्लो एक डायरेक्शन पे जाता है. एंड जब भी एक एकेडमिक्स में कोई भी बच्चा अगर कुछ भी अलग करना सोचता है, फाइन, उनको तो बैरियर्स आता है, ये डेफिनेटली बैरियर्स आएगा, फाइन, तो उनको
yes,
क्रॉस करना ही पड़ेगा. ओके, सो सो जब भी आप रिसर्च पब्लिकेशन में एंटर हुए, फाइन, ओके, यू हैव एंटर्ड इनटू द टू डू समथिंग, टू पब्लिश समथिंग. ओके, so what
yes.
was the first paper, means what was the work actually?
In fact, I was studying my electrical and electronics engineering, topics like artificial intelligence and robotics and computer science related areas. So I'm talking about the year 2005.
Wow.
In 2005 itself, at that time, not many were into this field. Now, artificial intelligence, everybody is
Mm.
getting into. So in 2005, I wrote a paper on AI, applying AI techniques in missile technology.
Wow. Okay. So under the guidance of that professor who has encouraged you.
Yeah, so his name is Professor K. Lakshmi Narayana.
Okay.
So he was my teacher, he was my mentor. So he passed away just 1 year back. But when I was in my bachelor's, so he was a person who supported me and helped me.
So many gratitude to that person, respected person. Okay.
Yes.
Because we have got another respected person because of him, I think. Okay. So means at the point of research, I think you have gone through several questions, couple of questions. Okay. So
Correct.
how are you tackling with that? Means you are just a BTech student. Okay, you are pursuing your career. So something inquisitiveness, something curiosity has happened with you. Okay. So how was the excitement actually? Because you are different from the other students, definitely. Okay.
Correct.
And you feel
So
something kind of big, some kind of positive environment is happening with you. Okay. So how was that feeling actually at that point of time?
actually, my personal life was connected to it. Actually, when I was in my BTech first year, so I had a love failure, and then I failed in two of my subjects. And then in second year, it was like a tough time for me. And that was a time I wanted to do something so that I can prove myself.
Okay.
And that is where that energy came from within. And so not just academics, I thought there were so many other things where we can excel. And that is how I took research as a option. So in order to keep myself busy and to avoid any negative thoughts, so I started spending more time on researching, and that's how I became a researcher.
Nice decision. So definitely means you have published your paper. How was the excitement after getting notified that your paper has been published?
Yeah.
How was that excitement?
So actually, when I was doing my paper presentations, I faced a lot of criticism. Like my fellow classmates were not understanding. They were thinking what this fellow is doing. एक तो they were thinking कि लड़की के पीछे पड़ा, फेल हो गया, अभी भी इसको अकल नहीं आया, अभी भी पढ़ाई पे फोकस नहीं कर रहा है, he is doing something crazy paper presentation बोल के they used to, and my entire class used to criticize me.
Yeah.
And when I did it, I got a job opportunity during my BTech itself. So I was the first in my batch to get recruited. So the moment they came to know about this, the entire class started doing paper presentation.
Wow.
सब रेस पे लग गए. At that time, they used to come and ask me
how to do that.
Doubts. It was a time when people used to laugh at me. Okay. And you see suddenly how things have changed. And
yeah. So really means, so those people who are blaming you, who are just doing that, yes, ye kya kar rahe, means so kind of a embarrassment culture. Okay. So after that, sudden a transformation has occurred, that the guy is doing really right things. The transformation when someone is just means creating the embarrassment culture and suddenly changes that, yes, you are doing right thing, and also means affected others that he is doing right thing. So that kind of happiness is quite different. So I'm particularly asking, how was your excitement when first paper has been published?
Yes, it was really exciting because the appreciation that I got from my college principal, from all my professors. When I showed my certificate to my principal, he was so happy. He was thinking, wow, our students are doing research, our students, the published paper. So it was like a pat on back. And he immediately made the certificate photocopy and he put it on the college notice board.
Wow.
So that was appreciation that I got from our college.
And it creates
seeing our name in the notice board was really a proud moment for me at that time.
Yeah, I understand. So it creates a happy hormone inside us that, yes, I am doing something. I am doing something remarkable, isn't it? And actually that backups the other research, that backups our enthusiasm, isn't it? So whenever you are publishing a paper, simultaneously you are doing your BTech. Okay. So how you were managing the time? How you were managing?
So that is what I learned since my childhood. I am very good at time management.
Yeah.
So I used to even after graduating, I used to do my full-time job, and then parallelly I was into pursuing my higher education. And in my BTech myself, I started my own company, so I became an entrepreneur. So doing a job, parallelly pursuing your masters, and then parallelly running your own company. And moreover, I even got married immediately after BTech. So I managed 4 things simultaneously.
Getting.
So this is the best example I can give about time management.
Yeah, definitely. So यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स को क्या हो रहा है, एक तो डेफिनेटली आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स की टाइम मैनेजमेंट में इशू है, सो मेनी थिंग्स आर देयर. तो बेसिकली हम फोकस करेंगे कि एक्चुअली उनको क्वेश्चन आस्किंग कैपेबिलिटी क्यों एनहांस नहीं हो रहा है. फाइन, रीजन क्या है. ओके, एंड रीजन सर बहुत सारे हैं. जैसे मीन्स आप बताइए कि एक्चुअली टू बिंग जॉर्ज मेंटालिटी भी रहते हैं. फाइन, एंड थोड़ा एम्बेरसमेंट कल्चर भी रहते हैं. अगर मैं ऐसा बोलूँ तो मेरा फ्रेंड्स क्या बोलेंगे अगर कुछ गलती होगा. ओके, टू बिंग जॉर्ज ऐसे मेंटालिटी रहते हैं. तो ये कल्चर को हटाने के लिए, ये बैरियर्स को तोड़ने के लिए हमको एज ए टीचर क्या करना पड़ेगा. एज ए टीचर रिकमेंडेशन क्या है एक्चुअली आपके हिसाब से.
So actually, I was teaching engineering students. As you mentioned, students are little hesitant. So they feel ki, I think this is a very, very silly question. And if I ask, maybe my friends will laugh at me. Maybe my teacher will think, isko itna bhi nahi pata kya mujhe puch raha hai. So this is one thing. Second thing is, student will have a fear. If I ask a question, maybe the teacher may get angry, or maybe a teacher will get annoyed, and that's how they keep it for themselves. So as a teacher, what I can say is, it is up to the teacher to bring that comfort level among students.
Yeah.
So whenever a person talks to another person, it is always advisable ki we have to get down to their level and then talk to them. Then that comfort level comes. अगर आप रहेंगे, अरे मैं टीचर हूँ, मेरी बात सुनना है. If you order things, if you teach the students in that way, the students will never come to the teacher. Yes. So it is up to the teacher to be friendly with the students, to create that environment. And then automatically, slowly, the students, they change their mindset and slowly they will start asking questions.
Exactly.
So teachers should also have patience to listen to the students, listen to their questions and answer to their questions.
Yeah. So sir, actually, what do you think, how asking questions really matters in this century? Why is it more important means in this century? What do you think about that?
Thing is, if you ask a question, it automatically means that you have understood the concept and you have some queries out of it. If you don't have any questions, it means that you have not listened or you have not understood.
Yeah.
This is first thing. And second thing is, whenever there is a question in mind, that will always remain unanswered. It has to be questioned at right time itself.
Yeah.
At that right time, if a student is not asking a question, then it means he missed it. He cannot get an answer to that question at a later stage.
Yeah.
It should be then and there. And obviously, once you ask questions, it means that now you are very clear. You have no doubts. It means that whatever you are doing, you are very clear about it. And that will lead to a right direction, and ultimately that will reach to your success.
Exactly. Because questioning is really a fundamental aspect of human being. Okay. Whenever we have some desire to know something, so definitely one format of expression is there, that is questioning. Fine. Only by questioning we can express our curiosity. Fine. That what is the...
If we do not ask questions, it means that you are having only half knowledge. And as you know, half knowledge is dangerous.
Exactly. So there are so many means wisdoms, including Einstein, and they are saying that just if you are given a 1 hour time for solving a issue, then spend minimum 50 minutes to understand the question, then 5 minutes to solve the answer. Fine. So
Correct.
प्रॉब्लम को अंडरस्टैंड करना सबसे सबसे बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट चीज होता है. फाइन. ओके. बिकॉज वन थिंग इज वेरी क्लियर, स्पेसिफिकली ये सेंचुरी की बात अगर हम करेंगे तो डेफिनेटली ये सेंचुरी फिफ्थ इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन के तरफ बढ़ रहा है. फाइन. ओके. ये फास्ट इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन नहीं है जिस टाइम पे हम प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं एजुकेशन को टुवर्ड्स द इंडस्ट्री. फाइन. यहाँ पे रीजनलिटी नीडेड है, क्रिएटिविटी नीडेड है, क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग नीडेड है. ओके. सो मेनी थिंग्स वी नीड टू कल्चर विद इन आवर स्टूडेंट्स. सो ये सारे चीजों को इंस्टॉल करने के लिए हमको क्यूरियोसिटी होना पड़ेगा. क्यूरियोसिटी एक मीन्स वन टाइप ऑफ डेफिनेट चीज है, एंड फॉर क्यूरियोसिटी यू हैव टू बी इंक्विजिटिव. फाइन. तो डेफिनेटली ये सेंचुरी में इंक्विजिटिवनेस का कल्चर क्लासरूम में होना चाहिए. ये तो एक बात है. फाइन. तो क्लासरूम में इंक्विजिटिवनेस कल्चर क्यों नहीं हो पा रहा है, एंटरप्रेन्योरल माइंडसेट क्यों नहीं हो पा रहे? आप तो मीन्स सो मेनी स्टूडेंट्स के साथ ऑलरेडी एंगेज्ड हो. ओके. एंड देखते हो बच्चे को. फाइन. तो बच्चे के अंदर जो एक्चुअली कुछ चेंज करने के लिए आ रहे हैं, जो ग्लोबल लेवल की प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रहे हैं. ओके. तो उन वो बच्चे को एंड जो नॉर्मल बच्चे होते हैं उनके बीच में जो डिफरेंस होता है वो डिफरेंस क्यों होता है, एंड क्लासरूम में क्यों एंटरप्रेन्योरल माइंडसेट जनरेट नहीं हो पा रहा? व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट?
Actually, as rightly said by you, understanding a problem is the first step. अभी आप research ले लो या फिर entrepreneurship भी ले लो. When you talk about research, every research will begin with defining a problem statement. Yeah. And once the problem statement is defined, then there should be research, and finally the results come. So this is what happens in research. कोई भी PhD कर रहा है, first thing is what is the problem that you are addressing. And coming to entrepreneurship, again it is the same scenario. What is a problem that you are solving with your business? If you start a business which somebody else has already started and getting profits, then it is just a business. You are not an entrepreneur. If you want to become an entrepreneur, you should start something which nobody has started it before. And you are solving a particular problem, and that too differently, maybe innovatively. And then finally you are addressing some big issue. Either you are creating a huge employment opportunity, or you are going to disrupt a market. So you take anything, the first point is problem, understanding the problem. And that is possible only when you ask questions. Exactly. Inside. First of all, you should ask yourself.
तो डेफिनेटली 21st सेंचुरी में कोई भी चीज करने के लिए स्पेसिफिकली ओरिजिनल की अगर बात करें तो इंक्विजिटिवनेस की इंपॉर्टेंस होता है. फाइन. एंड ये स्टूडेंट्स को जानना भी है कि एक्चुअली एज ए स्टूडेंट एकेडमिकली वो कैसे कल्चर करेंगे, वो इम्पोर्टेंट की बात है. फाइन. तो साइमल्टेनियसली विद एकेडमिक्स हाउ दे कैन बी कल्चर द इंक्विजिटिवनेस.
Actually, now things are changing. Now entrepreneurship is slowly getting into the culture of academics. Now, so many colleges and universities, they have started offering courses in entrepreneurship. And students are encouraged to participate in innovation, then patent, then entrepreneurship, this kind of activities. Students are being encouraged to participate and come with ideas, share their ideas. Now every college should have their own incubation centers where their ideas can be taken and they can come up with a startup. So again, it is a mindset of a student. If a student keeps dreaming that let me finish my graduation, after graduation I'll get a very good job and finally I will settle, then he's still dreaming. He has not come out of it. So a student should come to the ground reality. So he should know that there are not many jobs outside there in the market, and every year lakhs and lakhs of people are graduating, and that is how unemployment is increasing. So what is the solution to that problem? So the only solution is self-employment. Because here there are two logics. First logic is the moment you are self-employed, you are no more unemployed. And the second logic is if he or she becomes successful in whatever they are doing, then they will be in a position to provide employment opportunities to four more others.
Exactly.
So this mindset, if a student can get, then definitely he will think about innovation.
Sure.
Rudvig might have told you that my biography is getting ready.
Exactly. So when it is going to publish, sir?
So maybe in another 1 month we have plans to release the book.
Nice.
So former editor of Deccan Chronicle newspaper, Mr. Venu Kodimela by name. So he has written the book for me.
Nice.
So this book will focus on my first 10 years of career. So it was so amazing that I visited 13 countries till date without spending any money from my pocket in my first 10 years.
Okay. So really advance congratulations for that, and definitely means quite become curious that how it will happen. Means how you are visiting so many countries without spending any money. So I think I have to wait for the release of the book.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So the main purpose of this book is to motivate the students.
Yeah. So can you just give us a little bit hint about that? Means how was the scenario? Means ये जो 10 year में means क्या चीज है वो book के अंदर?
So after finishing my masters, I switched from corporate job to academic career.
Okay.
So I started off as assistant professor, and then I was searching for my PhD. And luckily, I got opportunity to do a PhD in Japan. So I got scholarship from the Japanese government called Monbo Kokusho Scholarship, which is by the national government of Japan.
Yeah.
So my 3 years stay in Japan, it was on scholarship. And not only that, I got chance to participate in so many international conferences in different countries. I presented my paper in France. I presented my paper in UK. Then I visited countries like Sri Lanka, Nepal, Singapore, Vietnam. So I got a chance to do my overseas internship at Vietnam.
Okay.
And after that, after getting my PhD, so people started calling me to deliver talks. So in this 10 years, I have delivered almost 80 plus guest lectures. So while working full time in an organization, delivering 80 lectures, it means visiting 80 different institutions and delivering lectures, including the premium institutions like BITS Pilani and NITs.
Yeah.
So even that is a track record.
Getting. So definitely means the students will learn a lot about how a student from a normal background doing academics, how he is shifted the mind towards the research and doing some scientific research about that. And in 2005 itself, doing research on AI is really amazing. Is really means extraordinary. Fine. So means in the research process, can you explain very simply कि क्या क्या process होता है research पे? Means आप जब भी research करते हो कोई भी चीज को लेकर वो steps क्या होता है and वो steps में क्वेश्चनिंग का रोल क्या होता है एक्चुअली?
So any research, it begins with a research interest. As a student, you should have an interest in particular topic, and then that interest should match with the expertise of a supervisor. Means the research area of a professor should match with the research interest of the student. So this is the first step. And second step is what is the research that you are planning to do? So you need to fix that topic. So in order to fix that topic, again, you have to start with defining what is the problem, identifying the gaps, and then working on the solution. So most of the researchers, they spend entire 1 year in identifying that problem. So meanwhile, they also undergo some coursework, and then they undergo a few subjects on research methodology, so that they get acquainted to this research environment. And then the questioning starts, like what, why, when, why not. So during the research, the researchers have to investigate in the sense, keep on questioning, questioning yourself, questioning the peers, questioning the literature, and then getting answers to those questions, and those answers and those solutions have to go in publication, so that it gets added up to the literature, because somebody else should not again sit and do the same thing again, which you have done already. So, and it is a cycle actually.
तो जो स्टूडेंट एक्चुअली रिसर्च क्या है नहीं जानता है, एंड रिसर्च पेपर्स कैसा होता है ये नहीं जानता है, तो रिसर्च एक साइंटिस्ट बनने के लिए, बट उनके माइंड में डिजायर है कि मैं साइंटिस्ट एक बनूंगा, फाइन, आई वांट टू बी ए साइंटिस्ट, ओके, विदाउट नोइंग एनीथिंग, फाइन। सो एक साइंटिस्ट बनने के लिए फर्स्ट चीज क्या होता है?
I'll give you one example. When I was in Japan, once I was invited to a school. So the Japanese kids were so excited to see a foreigner coming from India and talking to them. And then I asked them one simple question to one kid. What do you want to become? Bade hoke kya banoge? This is what I asked him. And that kid, he replied, I want to become a fireman. I was so surprised. I told all the kids over there, in India, no one would say, I want to become a fireman.
Exactly.
So why I'm quoting this example is, the kids there, they have that clarity. They know the multiple career options that are there. And then they grow up to live their dream. But whereas here circumstances are different. Here, we need to see what society will think. We need to see what relatives will think. We need to see what the neighbors will think. And then finally, we have to choose. So I said, in India, people will either choose to become a doctor or an engineer.
Exactly. So, यहाँ पे problem से so many things are there.
So now since you are focusing on school kids, so this is one area that you can focus on. You have to show them what are the various career opportunities that are there. So not only just becoming an engineer or a doctor, there are so multiple avenues where, depending upon the interest of the student, he should like what he is doing. Otherwise, what will happen in the future? Every day when he will wake up and he wants to go to the office, it will be a burden for him. It should be like you should feel happy. Next, you should start thinking, when subah kab hoga, my office kab jaunga, I have to complete this. that passion should come.
Exactly.
Otherwise, अरे यार ऑफिस को जाना है,
काम करना
लाइफ ऐसा हो जाएगा.
एग्जैक्टली. तो ये एक साइंटिफिक प्रोसेस.
Yeah, you agree with me?
Yeah. Whether it is a scientific research या एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, ये दोनों में एक चीज कॉमन होता है कि आपको क्वेश्चनिंग को हल करना है, क्वेश्चनिंग को एक अलग लेवल पे लेना है. ओके, एनालिसिस करना है. वन थिंग इज कॉमन, ऑब्जर्वेशन. ऑब्जर्वेशन ऐसा एक स्टेप है. ऑब्जर्वेशन, अंडरस्टैंडिंग, एनालिसिस, ये तीनों चीज प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग.
Yes.
ओके, 4 स्टेप्स आर देयर. ये 4 स्टेप्स कॉमन होता है इधर इन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप और इन ए साइंटिफिक रिसर्च. ओके, तो ऑब्जर्वेशन करने के लिए हमको बहुत क्वेश्चन पूछना है. फाइन, whether a student want to be a
Yes.
scientist, whether a student want to be entrepreneur, fine. तो क्वेश्चनिंग बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट चीज होता है. तो एक क्लासरूम में एकेडमिकली एक स्टूडेंट कैसे वो प्रैक्टिस को बिल्ड करना चाहिए अकॉर्डिंग टू यू, मीन्स हाउ ही विल कल्चर द क्वेश्चनिंग प्रोसेस इन दिस academic journey itself.
Actually, a teacher should give that thing to a student. I'll give you one example. Today morning, I came to office, and we have some interns working here at my office. So the first question I asked them was, who is the president of India? And the students were answering, it's Ramnath Kovind. I then told them, just check in your mobile. Who is the new president of India? So kids are not aware of the happenings. They have stopped watching news. They don't read newspapers. They are only reliant on social media. And as you know, in social media, so many things come. It's totally unreliable.
Yeah.
So what teachers should do is, every day, as soon as they come into the class, they should ask one question. And that question should be from current happenings, or it should be a general knowledge, or anything which will create interest in a student.
Definitely, it will be helpful.
And then the student will start thinking. You see, we want every student to become an entrepreneur, but how is it possible? How will a student get ideas? A student will get ideas only if he thinks. If he thinks, then only ideas will come.
Yeah.
So what students should do? They should think. They should think differently. And then the ideas come.
Definitely. So thinking differently.
So that ability has to be
getting. So thinking differently, thinking deeper. So ये चीज के लिए एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट चीज होता है इंटरेस्ट. ओके, इंटरेस्ट एक जनरेटिंग चीज होता है, फंडामेंटल चीज होता है. ओके, तो as a guider, as a means incubator guider, so how you are culturing the students, newcomers, to in their entrepreneurial process, how you are culturing them?
Actually, what happens here is, every day so many students, they come here, they say ki, sir, I have this idea, I have that idea, and then it is our job to sit here and listen to their ideas patiently, and then try to understand whether this will work or not. Then accordingly we give them that guidance, we support them. But before that, it is very difficult, it is very hard to tell them on face that, boss, this idea will not work. But what happens is, students, because it is their idea, they start loving their idea. They think, they feel that this is the best thing that is there. But at our end, we need to think, because the student has to spend their time, energy, money on it. And after so much of efforts, and finally if it fails,
It breaks
then the entire process goes waste. So at first step itself, we do idea assessment.
Okay.
Idea is theirs. We put their idea in our frame. So we have a framework. Idea is theirs, frame is ours. We put their idea in our frame and then we look at it. If it works, then only we encourage the student to go ahead with the journey. Otherwise, we simply tell the student to come up with a better idea, or you try to improvise this idea.
Okay.
So in this process, we ask several questions.
So, sir,
Just to gauge that idea, we ask several questions.
So, what is the qualification of students needed to enter into your incubator center? How you are entering them?
No, there is nothing like qualification. Any person with an idea can walk in here. They can come, they can share their ideas.
Okay, from
an incubator is nothing but it is an ecosystem.
From any state, the student can come?
Yes, it is open to all. It is not restricted to only Osmania University or Osmania University affiliated colleges. Any student can come. Anyone having an idea can enter here.
Okay. So some students are watching you. Some students will watch you. And in this episode, suppose a student has the idea. Fine. A student has some kind of random idea. Okay. So what will be your suggestion that you should do these things first? Okay. Then apply for the Osmania University Business Incubator. Yeah, whatever. So what is your first suggestion for the student?
The first suggestion is idea should not be here. It should be on paper. So any student before coming here, the student has to put that idea on the paper. It should be like a proposal. If it is on paper, it means that they're having clarity about their idea. Otherwise, it is simply a vague idea in your mind. That's it. So this is the first step. And second step is their idea should bring some difference. Like how much value it is going to add if this idea becomes a reality.
Okay. So how
let me tell you, there are so many inventions, there are so many innovations in IITs and so many premium institutions, which is still left over in their laboratories. It has not reached the market. The reason is common man doesn't need it. Then what is the need of so much of sophistication? So we suggest the students to always come with simple solutions, which a common man can use it.
So sir, how a student will assess that whether the idea will contribute towards the society and whether the idea will add the value towards society? How the student will assess that?
That's what a student has to do, that assessment. What is the problem that they are solving with this idea? And nowadays, if you are solving social problems using business solutions, then you are a social entrepreneur. So social entrepreneurship is also gaining significance nowadays.
Yeah, getting. So if there is some technological idea, if there is some kind of idea that is going to happen with technology, okay, so how the student will assess that?
That idea, once they discuss, and if we feel yes, that idea will work, then we provide them an opportunity to do some experiments, come with valid proofs. So we have excellent facilities, we have laboratories. So the student will get a chance to do experiment, get results. And if really practically it works, then it can be taken to the next level.
Okay.
Ultimately, it will become a product or service.
So ये सारे जो चीज करने के लिए, एक्सपेरिमेंट करने के लिए स्टूडेंट्स को कुछ पे करना पड़ेगा ओस्मानिया जो इंक्यूबेटर को, या कैसा प्रोसेस क्या है?
नहीं, we will connect them to a professor who is in charge of the laboratory. So they can utilize the opportunities, whatever is available here. So there is no charge for that.
Okay. So can you please tell us the scope of incubator so that a student can think that yes, it may be a good place?
Yes. So, though I was teaching engineering students, at the same time, sometimes I even used to visit schools. You may be knowing Atal Tinkering Labs.
Yeah.
So, I was a mentor in some of the ATL labs. So I used to visit schools. So when we compare school kids with the grown-up engineering students, they don't ask any questions. But on the other hand, school kids are very curious. They ask a lot of questions.
Yeah. So
my observation is at a younger age, they are asking questions. Then why not after they grow up? So reverse thing is happening. Students are asking questions at younger age, but as they grow up, many of them have stopped asking questions.
Exactly. And you know, so and do you know, sir, means at a younger age, early childhood में एक स्टूडेंट पर डे ऑन एंड एवरेज 350 to 400 क्वेश्चन पूछता है पर डे, फाइन. बट जब उनका एकेडमिक स्टेज इंक्रीज होता है, ग्रेडेशन इंक्रीज होता है, ओके, उनकी जो आस्किंग कैपेबिलिटी, नंबर ऑफ आस्किंग क्वेश्चन वो डाउन होता है, ओके, एंड वी कॉल दैट
because most of their questions are answered.
उनके माइंड में एक एक्सेप्टेंस नेचर आ जाता है. यस, Ohm's law equal to V equal to IR. B equal to IR is the Ohm's law. Fine. They are not asking why voltage is the relation with the resistance, voltage is the relation with the current. Okay, so many things are, they're not asking themselves. So lastly, but not at least, what will be your top 3 suggestion for the students to culture the habit of inquisitiveness simultaneously with academics?
So first thing would be students should build their self-confidence. It's not like that somebody will come and somebody will support you. So getting confidence from others, it should come from within. The moment your self-confidence increases, automatically things will change. Then you will start developing abilities of asking questions, ability to negotiate with people. So eventually that will become a habit. So this is my first message. I want students to think about it, try to build their self-confidence. Okay. And second thing is, students should think differently. Okay. So if they shouldn't say ki we have no opportunities, there are no opportunities. When there are no opportunities, they have to create opportunities.
Exactly. Nice tip.
So that should be the attitude. Okay. They should not wait for someone to come and help them. Then only they will come out of it. Nothing like that.
Yeah.
They should make their own path. Yeah. And the last message I would like to give is a mentor. Okay. Your mentor will definitely add a value to you and your life. That mentor can be anyone at any age, at any level.
Okay.
So get a right mentor. That mentor will guide you with his or her experience. They will tell you what not to do.
Exactly.
with their personal experiences.
Because knowing to-dos, knowing not to-dos is better than knowing the to-dos, isn't it? Okay, nice tip. So, sir, ये तो होता है मीन्स हमारा जो सजेशन थिंक डिफरेंटली ओके एंड डू समथिंग हैव करेज विद इन ओके ये सारे चीज एक एक होता है मीन्स ये इंपॉर्टेंट होता है बट यू नो व्हाट मीन्स फर्स्ट डे से इम्प्लीमेंट करना इसको मुश्किल चीज होता है एक बच्चा कुछ भी अवेयर ही नहीं है
ऑब्वियसली इट विल
उनको
इट शुड बी स्टेप बाय स्टेप
एग्जैक्टली सो कैन यू प्लीज जस्ट suggest one more simple to simple suggestion so that the student can implement from the day one. First step क्या होना चाहिए ये प्रोसेस में फर्स्ट स्टेप क्या होना चाहिए
फर्स्ट स्टेप होना है इंटरेस्ट रहना है you should have the interest to do something.
Exactly.
If you don't have interest then nothing will work.
डेफिनेटली डेफिनेटली तो कुछ भी करने के पहले फर्स्ट इंटरेस्ट देखो अगर आपकी इंटरेस्ट है तो कुछ भी
हो सकता है बिल्ड योर इंटरेस्ट
तो इंटरेस्ट को बिल्ड करने के लिए एक्सप्लोरेशन करना पड़ेगा तो एक्सप्लोरेशन करो अच्छी तरह से एक्सप्लोर करो चीजों को देखो ऑब्जर्व करो चीजों को एग्जामिन करो सो डेफिनेटली समथिंग विल कम आउट ओके सो थैंक यू सो मच सर means hope this episode will help the students a lot to understand कि actually क्वेश्चनिंग कैसे इंपॉर्टेंट होता है एक रिसर्च करियर में एक एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में एंड कैसे चीजों को मेजर किया जाता है फाइन एक साइंटिस्ट करियर में कैसे चीजों को मेजर किया जाता है ऑब्जर्व कैसे किया जाता है एंड एक क्वेश्चनिंग जो हैबिट है ये सेंचुरी में पर्टिकुलरली कितना इंपॉर्टेंट होता है फाइन ओके तो डेफिनेटली इट विल हेल्प द स्टूडेंट्स होपफुली and it is again our honor to have you in this regard and definitely we are waiting for your book okay so whenever it will be released we will publish we will mention that okay so what is the title of that book sir
Chaser on a journey of transformation
okay so
this is my student life
nice definitely students will get enough inspiration from that and yes we want to have you in our later episodes and definitely want to discuss with you so many things particularly okay about things that will help the students to make them future ready fine so thank you for that sir thank you so much for this insightful discussion thank you so much
best wishes from my side to you your organization and to all those students watching this show. Chalo, have a nice day.
Thank you.